Good morning. I thought I would do a little get ready with me today because I feel like I have a lot on my mind and I just want to talk to you guys. I just want to get your opinions. I want to tell you how I've been feeling, and I also need to get ready because it's my dad's birthday. So we're going to be headed over there for a little birthday party, and I want to look at least a little presentable. So basically how I've been feeling from coming off antidepressants. I made a video a while back if you missed it. So I have been off of it for I want to say like a month now. And while, you know, it's hard sometimes with the amount of emotions and like feeling everything again, there has been this wonderful thing that has occurred because of it, and that is that I've gotten my voice back. I did not even realize that the numbing was also taking away that natural, I look crazy, that natural fire that I had within me. I didn't even realize how much of a pushover I had become. And you know, I own a business, and so I have to deal with a lot of people who especially, you know, can take advantage of me, especially as a young woman running a business. And it's all me. I didn't even realize how much I was being taken advantage of and how much I was just letting go because I figured, you know, it's easier than fighting it. I just didn't have the energy to fight anything. And so now I'm like looking back and I'm like a bit angry at myself, and I know that I shouldn't be. And I know that I should just be grateful that now I have my voice back and now I'm speaking my mind. But also at the same time, I think that I am what some can be called a difficult woman now that I have my voice back. And I had first learned that phrase and kind of learned a little about how being a woman in this world works, especially a woman who is in any kind of powerful position or is trying to rise to a powerful position. I had first learned about it from Katherine Heigl because she was, you know, in Hollywood. She's an actress, if you don't know. She was on things like Grey's Anatomy. She's been in lots of movies like 27 Dresses, and she had this, I would say, she had this rumor going around about her in Hollywood that she was this extremely difficult woman. That's the word they would use, just difficult, hard to work with. Nobody wanted to work with her. She was just a difficult woman. And I was like, oh, you know, that's horrible. Like, she's a bad person, really? Well, the more I grew up, the more I realized she was just a woman who wasn't afraid to say what needed to be said and to get what she deserved and to speak up when bad things were occurring or things that she didn't agree with. And that literally made her get labeled as a difficult woman in Hollywood, where people did not want to work with her, especially men in Hollywood did not want to work with her. She was labeled this by the public, and this is just how it was for many, many years. And in fact, still today, people say that she's this very horrible woman. And from what I have heard, it's nothing, you know, that she's just like this horrible, awful woman going around. She just speaks her mind and says what she believes is right. And doesn't let anybody stop her from doing that. To me, now, she's a role model because she doesn't let what other people say stop her from speaking. And I just wish that it wasn't like that, in the way that, you know, as a woman, we speak up just like a man would. We could say the same exact things as a man would. Okay, sorry, my camera died, so I did my eyebrows off camera, let it charge, and now we're back. Basically, what I think that I was saying was that we've come to a time now where women are realizing that, you know, believing what mostly men are saying about these women being difficult is really just pitting us against one another. In fact, there's a lot of different ways that men have pitted us against one another so that we are less powerful in that way. And I think we are finally, as a society, realizing that. And, you know, in fact, one of Katherine Heigl's co-stars on Grey's Anatomy, Meredith, I think is her name. Is that her real name or the one on Grey's Anatomy? I don't know. A co-star of hers came forward, another woman, and said, you know, I think she was ahead of her time and how she reacted to things. And I think that the way that she was treated was because everyone was so shocked that a woman would act that way at that period in time. But it's not that she was acting like a bad person, and that's the thing. Difficult women are labeled as bad people and like divas. And that is not at all what she, you know, I can't exactly speak on Katherine Heigl, but a lot of women, that's what they're labeled. You know, oh, they're a diva because they spoke out and they asked for this certain thing that either should have been given to them or that they believe that they deserved. That doesn't make a woman a diva. It doesn't make anyone a diva. And yet that is what society prior to this was allowing to occur to women. And the reason I say this is because I realized recently how I could be labeled a difficult woman. I, you know, since coming off antidepressants, finding my voice, I have really started to, you know, ask for what I deserve. You know, brand deals, I have to negotiate that myself. And before I was like, that's fine if they don't think that I deserve what I deserve. I'll just go with it, you know, because I didn't want to make anybody upset. I didn't want to have to speak out for myself. And now I'm like, you know what, this is what I deserve. And you're going to hear from me. And that doesn't mean that I am a bitch. That doesn't mean that I am being this mean person that nobody wants to work with. It doesn't mean that I'm difficult. It means that I am doing what a man would do. But since I am a woman, you think that I should have this sweet, empathetic tone that makes you feel like you're talking to a sweet grandma all the time, and that's the only personality women can have, and that especially in business women can't make it because, you know, they can't negotiate, they can't talk that way because we're labeled as difficult women. And I have been, you know, my mom is a very independent lady. Her and my dad have been married for, oh God, I don't even know how long now, like 30 years almost. But she is very independent, and she taught me from a very young age that I need to fill my cup up before anybody else's, that basically I can have a voice of my own. And that has really made me into the woman that I am today. But it's also, unfortunately, a progressive kind of woman for the days that my mom grew up in, and even when I was little growing up in. And I know that, you know, some of the things that I have been, you know, having to email people about, or, you know, get people to understand, or just like the way that I am not speaking just like, oh please, I'm so sorry. You know, I feel like as women we feel like we have to be like, will you please do this for me? I'm so sorry, like it's such an inconvenience, like I'm an inconvenience, I'm sorry. You know, we had to make apologies, we had to pretty much put ourselves down for people to think that we're nice. You know, I'm a nice person. I consider myself a very nice human. But that doesn't mean that I have to sit there and like grovel with you to do what I need you to do or what's expected of you. It has nothing to do with me. And, you know, I'm glad that we're making changes as a society. Ooh, got that in my eyeball when it comes to that. But I think we still have a lot farther to go. And, you know, when I started getting my voice back and like actually like negotiating back with different people and stuff, I was scared of myself. You know, I was like, why are you doing this, Brooke? You're just making it more difficult for everybody else, like, and yourself, you know, like, just be quiet and do what they say. Because that's what I've been doing for years on these pills. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't care if it's more difficult. I don't care if somebody else could think, oh, she's hard to work with. Yeah, I am. Only because I know what I deserve. I will be kind and respectful, but you better be kind and respectful back. And that's just how I'm feeling these days. But I think as women, we have to stand up for one another, and we have to be willing to look past the stigma that other people, other men put on women about being a powerful woman and what that entails and what that really looks like. Because, you know, I think Miss Taylor Swift said it best when she did her, oh, it was like that Man song that she dressed up as a man for the music video for. She was basically saying that, you know, if she was a man, she'd get away with much, much more, and she would be 10 times more powerful, 10 times more rich, and that is true. And so I think the only way to negate that is for women to realize that we are just as powerful. Yeah, Candace agrees. Yeah, I know you agree, baby, because I tell you that you can speak your voice too, right? Right, baby? Yeah. Did you hear that? She said yeah. I don't know, I just like, I feel myself like even like speaking louder in places, you know, like when I walk up to like make reservations, I'm not like, can you please get me in a table? I'm like, hi, I have a reservation under Brooke. You know, like I'm just more upfront. I'm more, oh, I can't even think of words well today because I'm like upset about this, that I went so long just, you know, going with the flow and not ever speaking up for myself. And so I'm frustrated with myself, and I know I shouldn't be, but like it really has nothing to do with treating people differently. It's how I myself, you know, have the confidence in myself to speak up and to, you know, just say what I need in situations. I think that's the thing, like I'm not by any means putting people out or making their job harder. I am just simply asking for things with a more loud voice and not being so timid of the world and not fearing how everybody perceives me. I think that's a huge one too. As women, we fear being labeled that difficult woman or being labeled just, oh, she's so emotional, she's hard to deal with. Who cares? Who cares? Because if that's who you are, that's how, and you're not hurting anybody else doing it, then it doesn't matter whether they label you that or not. I changed into this cute little, it's like a one piece with the legs, and it either looks cute, like I, you know, have style, or it looks like I'm a very exotic construction worker. So I ended up making the actual cake for my dad, no Katniss, and it is gluten-free. This is how I decorated it. I'm by no means a professional baker or cake maker. Literally, I made it from a box. I was gonna make it homemade, but I just didn't have the time. My dad does not mind. So we got gluten-free funfetti. Okay, I just got home from an appointment with my tax accountant, and now I want to show you some packages that I got. Basically, I love watching other people open their mail. I don't know, just like it's therapeutic to me. Just like something so normal, it's fun. So this first package, I actually know what it is, but I have started using eyelash serums, and I was using the Rodan and Fields one, but I've heard that that one is really bad for you and like for your eyesight, so I was like, maybe not. So, and I know they're not like good for you in general, but like most stuff it probably isn't. So I'm trying the Babe Lash serums this time, and I got the actual serum and then the conditioner. Let's see what these are. I picked them out, but I haven't actually smelled them. So let's try 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first one, they come in absolutely adorable packaging, but the first one, ooh, floral marshmallow. Let me smell. Ooh, yes, that literally smells like a cloud. Next one, ambery saffron. I know this one. This is my go-to. I ordered another one because literally I'm almost out. And this one is woody sandalwood. It's like minty somehow. But I really like it. Ooh, Yes, I'm so excited to try these out and use these. And if you want to try Dossier, you can use my code Brooke10 for 10% off. I'll have the link down below. Literally, Dossier is to die for. You don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a good perfume. Oh, that lighting's horrible. There we go. So I just got to my dentist office, and I know I was talking to you guys earlier about speaking up for myself, and this is one of those things because I've had these on for a while now, and there's just like a part of what needs to be done that I have said from the beginning that I want to do, and they just, you know, they're two men in there, and they have pretty much just dismissed me every time on doing it. And they really don't have a reason for it. It's not, you know, if it's something that they feel needs to be done later on, that's fine. But it's just that they're dismissing me and just like don't want to hear it, basically. So I've just kind of like let it go for so long, and today I think I'm going to actually like speak up. There's something on you. And say that I want it done and that I have been asking for it. So hopefully they listen and it doesn't turn into this big thing. I feel like this lipstick makes my lips look so big today. Oh, if you're wondering, I get asked a lot about my lip products, and you're so dark. Come back to me. Come back to me. Well, that'll have to do for now. So my lip products, I use a few different like colors, shades, but I always use Lifter Gloss by Maybelline and NYX lip pencils. But today I am wearing NYX lip pencil in brown and Lifter Gloss in stone. I'm gonna head in now and see what I can do. I'm so proud of myself, I did it! So basically said what I needed to say, and I was so nervous, but he listened to me this time, and he was the nicer of the two, so I was really happy I got him. But basically just brought it up to him, and I was like, you know, I've asked multiple times, and I'm towards the end of, you know, my teeth journey, my braces journey, and we need to do this. And he was like, oh yeah, like it was like they didn't even think about it, and it actually ended up that we needed to do something else to fix that problem. And yeah, it wouldn't have been done if I didn't ask. So it's like, speak up for yourself, ladies. You have to advocate for yourself in those situations because no one else is going to. Speak up. Speak up. Your voice is powerful enough. Look, it says that. See, even my bag tells you your voice is powerful enough.